Okay, let's start. Edit from action. First, nodes. Okay, guys, today we're going to configure some Ethernet channels. As it seems that uh, you might have forgotten how this works. So, what are channels anyway? Well, remember these interfaces, yeah, and STPs. This for the switches. Yeah. Remember when they only have a set amount of bandwidth within the node? You can actually increase their bandwidth by making those, let's say, cables into channels. How? Well, you configure them into Ethernet channels. Now, in this case, you can configure them with PAGP or LACP. PAGP is Cisco proprietary. I don't know if my spelling is correct. It can have a maximum interface per channel with 8. Its modes are on, auto, and desirable, while ACP is the IEEE standard, has a maximum 16 similar interface per channel, on, active, and passive. Now you must remember that these interfaces must be the same. It won't work if they are different. So as you can remember, I'm going to show you spanning tree. So what are Ethernet channels again? They are basically a method or a protocol to combine similar interfaces or cable. For example, this is gigabit interfaces into one, which then increases their bandwidths. And of course, if one is cut, it still doesn't show in our spanning tree protocol that it's actually cut. It's, for example, if this is a channel, if one is cut, instead of this is going down or not appearing in our spanning tree protocol, it will still remain up, meaning you can still send and receive information. It's quite handy if you want to have a secure connection, since why not, since that's what you will do in other switches anyway. You won't just leave a port lying there, especially if you have a surplus of cables. You would attach multiple cables for multiple switches, so that if one is down, you can still use the other one. However, this is efficient in a sense that not only does it stays up even though one is cut, the bandwidth also increases, and more bandwidth means more information can pass through, means less traffic, or in this case relatively less traffic because we have more bandwidth, which means you can increase your connectivity or internet or WAN or LAN connectivity. Anyway, faster internet in layman's terms. It's one way to increase your load balancing and other stuff. Yeah. So I just showed you spanning tree protocol. By the way, I've configured every one of our switches with the basic configurations, telnet, hostname, secret password, line console, line VTY. I also added some VLAN, so show VLAN. You have the users and management. There we have it. Now let's start configuring our switches or other Ethernet channels. Oh, by the way, to show the Ethernet channels, you just should show ETH channel, which we haven't actually created or configured any Ethernet channels yet. So we're going to start right now. Let's first decide what protocol are we going to use, because sometimes you may have created or configured your Ethernet channel, but it won't work. For example, if you configured your HP, which is HP switch, or HP NAS server, which has its own Ethernet channels or encapsulations or trunks. So remember that channels are still the same like cables or interfaces. It's that we're going to add some encapsulation to use them. For example, trunk or access, and different protocols that do different things. So for example, if you are using HPE, it's not Cisco proprietary, so I doubt that you can use PAGP willy-nilly. You would have to use LACP since it is an IEEE standard. And you might forget that you still need to configure it to configure other things like trunks or encapsulation.1.q with it. Also, it's quite important that the modes might be similar, but they send different packets. That's why they might not work if you aren't configuring them properly. So I'm going to show you an on, an active, and a desirable or passive. So here we go. First we're going to choose one. Let's say I want to switch one, which is this one, and switch 3. Wait. I got a better idea. So spanning tree protocol again. I'm going to show you that this is a root interface, gigabit 10. So this is definitely blocked. Same with here. And oh crap. Same with here. Now there is something interesting, by the way, in show spanning protocol. These are all designated forward, but however this is alternatively blocked. So I'm going to edit this first. I'm going to configure this first to show you something very interesting, which you might have forgotten already in STP protocols. Like I said, this is all of them are gigabit in Ethernets. So interface range gigabit 2/0 to 1. So only 2 of them. Now you can edit. So if you want to see manually, it's in this channel, protocol, and channel group. So first, let's say I want to use PAGP or PGP. So channel group 1. Now let's say I want it to be 10, channel group 10. So I'm going to choose this channel group 10. No, let's choose channel group 10, 5, 10, 15. Let's do that. It's going to be channel group 10. After which, mode. So here's when you decide if it's going to be LACP or PAGP or on. So for me, let's first start with the PAGP. Now we have auto, or it enables PAGP only if a PAGP device is detected. So I must configure the other side as well. Or passive, enable or desirable, enable PAGP unconditionally. So what do you want? Which one will you do? So I prefer using desirable because no matter what happens, it will run PAGP. So we have successfully created the fudge. First you shut down, then you do the command to ensure that whatever you did works. So I'll shut down first, shut down the range, channel group mode desirable, channel, protocol, PAGP, so that actually we should have done this first so that it readies the configuration, and then we can turn them off, turn them on, exit. Now as you've seen from this one, from this channel group one, we're creating a port channel interface. Now this is the actual interface that we're going to edit right now. So I'm going to show IP interface brief. We now have a port channel. We still have gigabit interfaces 20 and 201. Connect interface port channel 10. Correct. Now we're going to switch port, trunk, encapsulation 1.q, and switch port, mode, trunk. Now switch port, trunk, native VLAN 99. No shot. And show ether channel. Up. We have two parts because we have two parts here. Maximum port channels. Everything's ready. So PGB. Neighbor. None yet. So since I've added a VLAN 99, I suppose I should add one as well. So 192.168. Let's say that 1.2. For simplicity's sake. Simplicity's sake. Talk too fast. IP add. No shut. And show IP interfaces brief. There we go. It's manually down. Show VLANs. Show VLAN. We are experiencing some problems. This is not the network's fault, it's mine. So so let's go back here. So let's do the same with the other one. So I'll first add the interface VLAN 99. I'm going to add a address of 192.168.1.3. No shuts. No shut. Then we're going to go with the interfaces range gigabit 2/0 until 1. I'm going to shut them down. I'm going to add a channel protocol, which is PAGP channel group. Put 10 mode desirable. Yeah, we have already created a mode desirable. Exit. Oh wait, no shut. Forgot to turn them on. No shut. Exit. Interfaces. Interface port channel 10. We already made a port channel. No shut. Switch port trunk encapsulation that 1.q. Switch port mode trunk and switch port trunk native VLAN 99 and no shut. End. Show IP interface brief. Manual up. Port channel is unassigned. Show IP interface. Show spanning tree protocol. And there we have. Now remember, this was our root. Show IP interface brief. Our channel is up. Show spanning tree protocol. You can see 20 here because now in port 10 or channel 10. Now as you can see from here, it's clearer. This is now our root. Now wait, what happened? Why did this become our root? For the simple reason of being that these two are both 1 gigabit Ethernet interfaces, right? However, if you add them together, as I've said, you increase their bandwidth, they become 2 gigabit. And which is higher? 3 1 gigabits, which only have a bandwidth of what, 1 gigabit, or 4 1 gigabits, can still only send a 1 gigabit a month or 2. Of course 2, which means this takes priority over this singular one. So a channel with the same ports, even though it's only 2, can become the root if you configure them properly. So that's why it became the root. That's one advantage. That's one characteristic that you must remember. It will change the root switch if you change it. It's the BDPUs and other things. That's how STPs work. So if this is 2, then this is only 3 ones. Of course, this will become our root. So if, for example, I change this, so we are interchangeably manipulating the root. Of course, you can still change the priority level of individual switches, especially if you're going to use the rapid SCP or port fast. But for now, I'm not, because I've already done that in another video. But that's another characteristic that's quite interesting. So we've already done this. Let's configure 5 or channel 5, which is this one, Cisco 1. How about we use instead of desirable, we use LACP and we use active. So go back to I'm going to show now. See that unless the ports channel has been sent, unless PAGP received that the other port is online, the port didn't come up. So it's the native VLAN that I put. That's why it won't come up. Now you can also use the manual method of switch porting every port channels cables from the start, but this is faster because you're configuring port channel instantly. Now there are downsides and upsides here. If you're just going to make a channel, this is fine. But if you want to have a backup, then it's quite important to also configure those ports individually, or you could just use int range since it configures every port at the same rate. Just don't add IP add because you will put every single one of them in a single IP address. That won't actually work. But if you're configuring this switch port trunk and they're encapsulating protocol, then all the way go ahead. You can repeat the method I've done, but it's great. For example, if the Ethernet channel is down and you need to configure the interfaces with trunks anyway, then go for it. But for now, let's just focus. So Ethernet channel, show plug pull MEA. Here we have it. We have ports 20 as our neighbors. So we can already check. Now then, let's use gigabit 10 and gigabit 1022 to create another Ethernet channel, which we will name 5. Now do the same. Do the same with the interface range, gigabit 1/0 to 2. There we have it. And what do? We shut them down first to ensure that we're going to configure them. Then after that we get them to go up later. Then we prepare what we're going to use, LACP or PHEP. In our case, we're going to LACP. Sometimes you don't need to do this step, but it's important to do this step just for making sure that everything runs smoothly. Sometimes there are errors. So after that, we make the channel group. 5. We tell what should be, what mode are we going to use, which is active. Yeah, active. So we were going to use LACP unconditionally. So now we created our port channel. So I'm going to turn them on and exit to show IP interface brief. We have channel 5. Now after that, we're going to int port channel 5 And after that we will do switch mode trunk encapsulation, switch port mode trunk, and then we're going to add the native VLAN 99. Now, okay, as a reminder, they're basically the same EtherChannels, and STP in EtherChannels and the simple interface is basically the same. So if you want to use access list as well, it's fine, you can use access list. I just want to do it like this. So I'm going to turn it on, shut. Oh wait, no shut. Damn it. So you have some error here. Here 10 is not compatible with PO5 and will be sent. Trunk intention is auto, and PO5 is that one that you see. These are some of the errors. So I'm going to exit here, going to configure switch interfaces gigabit 1/0 again to 2 to 2 interface gigabit range, and then I'm going to change their switch ports. This is why the advantage of duplicating your configuration. See, now it's compatible. Switch port. Trunk. Native VLAN 99. So imagine it. So let's do it. Then we change it to 99. But we already changed it. So just be. Oh yeah. So there we have it. So IP interface brief. It shouldn't be up yet, but I just want to see. Show spanning. PO10 is still blocking. Yeah. So now we're going to change this one in Cisco 1. Okay, it's blocking because our native VLAN is not the same, mismatched. But all in all, it should be fine. Connectivity interface gigabit 1/0, but it's actually range. Keep forgetting that. Thank you, Cisco, for warning me. Ah, shit. 0 to 1. Oh, numlock is enabled. So we are going to switch port, trunk, encapsulation on the queue, switch port, native VLAN of VLAN 99, switch trunk. Damn it. Switch port mode trunk. Go to shut them off. Going to go to the port channel. Channel protocol. We're LACP because we're going to active. Then channel group mode. Channel group 5 mode 10 mode active. No shut. Exit. Going to create the VLAN. Interface VLAN 99. Interface VLAN 99. Going to add an IP add of 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. No shut. and configure connect T. Remaining configure T, which is means support interface port channel. Channel 5, no shut. Switch port, trunk encapsulation. Switch port D, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk VLAN 99, and show IP interface brief. Yep, we're up. Show spanning tree protocol. Port 5 is up. Show spanning tree protocol. Port 5 is up and designating. See? Designating. Still not the root. But this should still be the root, like. Yeah, PO10 still is the root. Still higher. Even though we have 3 of them here. So, let's show the Ethernet channels. Layer 2, port channel mask 3. Maximum links is minimum links is 0. So, LACP. Neighbors. Check. So, there we have it. SA priority dev ID. Yeah, this is still device expresses those LACP and it's in active mode and it's passive. So PO5 show LACP neighbors, show Ethernet. So we have group 5 is layer 2, port channels is 1, port channels is same is 1. Group 10. Wait, that's my port channels 1. Port channels 1, yes, correct. Ports is 3, ports is 2, max ports 2, yeah, minimum link, so everything's fine. You can also check our summary. What else can we use? Load balance. Load balance, yeah. Basically everything is fine. You can use protocol. Group 5 LACP, group 10 is PAGP, and summary. I'm doing this is almost the last one. There, nothing wrong with that. Show VLANs. Show VLAN so that we can see. You can't see the ports because it's only showing the ports here, but you have PO10 here in VLAN is in VLAN 1, which is strange. It should be in native VLAN 99, but it's fine. So trunk. Now then, let's configure 1 and 3. They're both in native VLAN. They both have VLANs already, so I don't need to configure that. How about we use on? I'm going to use PAGP here and going to use LACP here. So interface range of gigabit 0/0 till 3, which is 4 ports, the maximum. And then how about we use we're going to shut them down. Then we're going to use first, let's do this without setting up our backup, which is trunks in every ports. Let's go to protocol. I want to use PAGP here. PAGP, again, channel, group. Let's add 15, mode. We're going to use on. Okay. Mode on. Channel protocol mismatch for interface 00 in group 15. The interface cannot be added to the channel group. Range command term because it failed. That's interesting. Then how about if you use, we're going to exit and we're going to use only 3. Although I wanted to wait. I'm going to add 2 channels, 15 and 20. Can I do that? I haven't tried. So because of that, I want to try it. So I'm going to make it mode 20. I'm going to use on later. So we're going to interface range giga 0/1 to 3, and I'm going to call this channel protocol pagpa, PGB as well, PAP, channel group mode 20, channel group 20, 5, 10, 20, then mode on. Let's see if it still gets the error. The interface cannot be added to the channel group. This was for in group 20. The interface cannot be added. What? Why? So it's not the problem with that. The problem is with this. Is it 1 per Ethernet channel or 1 per? Because I already had 2 here. Then next we have 1 port here. Minimum. On isn't really activating that much, huh? Well, let's try it again. This time instead of desirable, we're going to use auto. Again. We just can't use on. It is the limitation. Oh crap. And anyway, I already made that. I already made it, so nonetheless, let's try. How about we use LACP? Our protocol, LACP. Yes, we can't use cable 01. Yeah. So I'm just going to remove channel group 20, mode auto. So yes, I removed that. And then exit. I'm going to add the. Let's try it in LACP. So channel protocol, LACP, channel group 15, mode on. Command rejected. Channel permissions for interface given. The interface cannot be added to the channel group. Fine. And you really want to use on. So let's find some ways to get around this. Oh, auto. Since we're using I might as well use switchboard, trunk, encapsulation B, switchboard, mode, trunk, switchboard, trunk, native VLAN off, and deny. Then we try this one. Turns out I can't use on here, which is a shame. So let's try passive and active instead. That seems good. Since we're running LACP, let's try 15 mode. I'm going to write active here, then the other one is passive. So we've already done that for our switch 1. We're going to exit here, and we're going to configure, and we're going for port interface. Wait, I haven't actually turned it on, did I? Forgetful little. No shot, making sure. I already changed the native VLAN, don't worry. I'm gonna change it again. So, under more so much things that's happening. This is why I hate not disabling that, but I need that. 15. No shut. Making sure. Now that switch mode trunk. Which port trunk? Encapsulation D. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port native VLAN 99. Switch port trunk native VLAN 99. Damn it. Yep, so that should be running. Going to interface 3. So I'm so sad on didn't work, but if this is PAGP and LACP in use on, it should allow Ethernet channel to be brought up. But for some reason it isn't, so interface gigabit 0/023. I'm going to change the range. Channel protocol, ACP, port, trunk, encapsulation D. I really want to watch Beyond Skyline. By the way, the music, the piano that you're seeing, I'm going to post the link of the YouTuber who's actually doing it. I'm playing the piano behind the background. Mode trunk. Switch port, native trunk, native VLAN 99, and then no shot, turning them on. Channel group, forgot to add the channel group 15 mode. Instead of active, we're going for passive and see if it works. Created it. Finally, we're going to port channel 15. Interface port channel 15. 15, current no shot. Just, kicks and kickers. Switch port, trunk, E, B. Switch port, mode, trunk, and change, of course, the native VLAN. Switch port, trunk, native VLAN 99. And show spanning 3 protocol, and our pushes are port 10 are still route forwarding. We have a dispute. So ACP keyboard. There we have it. It's air. LACP is running even though we've received passive here, because passive waits for an LACP. It won't run until then. So for example, we sent passive of PGP here, and it's receiving the passive here. It won't react, but if it will just keep on waiting for an LACP packet. So that there we have. So spanning 3. And port 15 is alternating, and port 5 is root. Port 5 is the root again. So this one is the root, which should be also. So we had a dispute, right? Now it's changed. Port 5 and port 10. So it's 5, 10, 15, right? So this is still the root here. Show spanning 3. Port. It's still learning. Right now this is learning. This is asking if it's the So right now they're fighting, they're deliberating which is now the true root bridge. Amazing, isn't it? We could look at what's happening. I'm going to add a Wireshark here to copy. I'm going to wait it for run before I show it to you. There we go. Now then, does my Wireshark? Oh, it's working. You can see install update. Got it on it. You can see everything here. So it's running root RST. It's quite. So yep, they're asking, they're deliberating. Cost 6, cost 0, cost 6, cost 6. Which ports did they use? Dynamic trunk protocol. Logical link port aggregation. I know this is a PGP, port aggregation protocol. This is spanning tree protocol, spanning tree. You can see a lot of them here. They're still deliberating, they're still changing. And when we go back, show spanning tree, this should be able to finish. This is not the root switch anymore. Show spanning tree brief, shorten it. Oh. Now we're back with this being our root bridge. We weren't learning. Port 5 really is? Yes! That's about it. Thank you for watching and keep on subscribe and actually comment down what you want to learn next. Could do it another video, or I could just continue with network automation with my twist in it. Basically, I will also teach you how to read this one, read from the notepad, which is easier, or create a simple, because there are tons of examples there in the internet that says you do the telnet client, but what if you're going to use SSH? Did you know that you can use secure CRT? That's inbuilt Python that you can use to send. So basically you can use secure CRT inside your how did you say this, Python script, or you're scripting it, those things, so that it's automatic, especially in switches. Like I've done basically the same thing over and over again. In routers it may be complicated, but if you're going to configure or add specific functionalities in a network topology which already has the minimum telnet inside it and its own IP addresses, its own VLANs, then we can use network automation. That's why VLANs are important in network automation, because you can just basically send it without, as long as its telnet and SSH is enabled, you can configure it. It's basically like, instead of using notepad and copy and paste, it's just you do the most annoying repetitive thing and just push a button, everything's fine. Of course there will be security measures as well, but you're the only one using it. Especially if you're running enterprise or a company, hundreds of switches to configure, which has almost the same properties. You can just automate it using network automation. Now I don't have Ansible, sorry, but that's why we can use another alternative, another viewpoint, I can see another perspective on how to do this, especially if you don't have the money or training or sponsorship to train with Ansible. So thank you, and subscribe and watch for the next video, network automation, hopefully.